Good morning. Welcome to Dude RV. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by, and of course, say it with me. You got here just in time. That's right. It's Friday, and it's time for a pop-up edition of Friday's Finds. In case you don't know, a pop-up edition, Friday's Finds is a product overview product show. Most of the stuff comes from Amazon. It's usually 4 to 5 products in a 20 to 30 minute video. A pop-up edition is one specific product that typically requires quite a bit more effort and a little bit more of an investment. So today's pop-up edition of Friday's Finds is sponsored by Torque Parts. And Torque Parts has sent us a heavy-duty air spring kit for Miss Trudy Thunder. Now, if you're not familiar with the channel, Trudy Thunder is the Thor Magnitude Super C. She's got a big butt. She weighs about 20,000 or 19,500 pounds. Stock F550 commercial chassis suspension, which translates to there's a whole lot of body rolls. So when I roll out of here, there's a drop right there. So I have to crawl over that because the coach will and everything out of the cabinets. If I don't have it all locked down secure, and sometimes even when it is locked down and secure, hit that big body roll and stuff starts flying everywhere. 2 years ago, if you've been following the channel, you'll remember we took a long trip all the way to the Florida Keys and back. And on our way back, somewhere around Mobile, Alabama, we hit a pothole. Big hard jar at 65, 70 miles an hour. Boom! Pulled over. We didn't see we had a flat or anything, so we kept going. I didn't inspect the suspension until I got down the road, checked the air pressure on the tires, and I found that we had sheared 2 of the mounting bolts on the airbag, right side, driver's side airbag. So when Torque reached out to me and asked me if I could help them by putting a set of airbags on the motor home, I was like, well, as a matter of fact, I got to go in and fix what's broke. And of course, I did discover that the mount, when it sheared, it kind of bent that, messed up the U-bolt bracket that holds it to the spring. Anyway, I was gonna have to replace that one side anyway. And they said, well, hey, we can come together on this. So I had originally intended to do this in the garage on the cement floor at Tranquility Base, but I'm having to stay here to take care of Mom. So I'm set up here. Fortunately, we've got a good solid gravel under all this grass, so it's very firm, and we're level to the extent that we can get. Well, we are level. When I got it level, so this is the downhill slope. You'll see I've blocked it up, but apparently it's not as downhill slope as I thought it was, because over here we're off the ground there. And we do have a hydraulic leveling system that will actually lift the whole coach off the ground on uneven surface. Like that wheel right there is not touching the ground. And this is the high side, and this is the one. You'll see we lost our fake hubcap thing when we hit that. And you can see in there the bag is wumpty jawed. So today's project is to dismount the damaged airbag, or the old airbag. We're going to do both sides, but I'm only going to torture you to watch one side, because you're basically going to see me take jack up okay, first and foremost, I'll be putting a jack stand under the frame to give me a safety measure, because I'm going to lift that axle, take the hubs off so I can get in there and access where that the good airbag, because this is the good airbag side. So I'm gonna take the dualies off, and I'm gonna dismount that and get the new airbag in place, and then put it back together. And then we'll go to the driver's side. I'll pull the slide in. We'll go to the driver's side, and I'll show you. Anyway, well, we're gonna be doing airbags, and I gotta work hard today because we've got a cold front coming in this afternoon. Winds are supposed to kick up to about 40 miles an hour, and it's gonna be cold, really cold tomorrow. So I gotta do the whole project today, which means I need to get to work. Before we take wheels off, we need to see what's in this box. You need to see what the kit includes. Aftermarket US sent us this kit. Air hose, airbag, leak tested, final inspection 52. This is specifically designed for heavy duty applications. All our mounting hardware, the big bracket, that's your spring plate, instructions, mounting bracket, mounting hardware, there we go, index overview, step by step. Okay, now that we've unboxed, I'm gonna read the instructions because it's been a while since I did this. I'm gonna read the instructions, and then we'll go take the wheels, the dualies off, and do that one, and then we'll go to the next one. It would really be great if I had a lift. But I don't. So, removed the damaged airbag setup. Here's that bracket. You can see when we hit it, when we hit that pothole, it sheared off one side and warped the whole thing. Bolt patterns are the same, fortunately. So let me get busy putting it back together. The hardest part is done, which is getting that upper bracket in place. So on this side you have, well, actually on the driver's rail here, you've got all of your brake lines and accessing between the frame and it's a tight space. You can't see it. You're working by feel. I've lost a couple of sockets right in here in the frame rail. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it out or not, but I got that on. Now we're gonna put the bag in. This a little more project than I anticipated. This, as I said, this is the hardest side. So you want to make sure when you're putting these brackets in, you'll notice there's a flange on the front and back on the upper portion. The bottom only has a flange on the outside. That's the critical part I want you to know, because I put it in backwards. And if you put it in backwards, it doesn't line up at all, because your bottom bracket, the holes are further out this way. If you reverse it, then they're too far with it, just doesn't work. So make sure your bottom flange is on the outside. Now this is a temporary setup. I'm going to mount that Schrader valve in this bulkhead for this compartment. I don't want it on the outside. Now I've got a wiring harness for anyway, that'll be mounted in the bulkhead of that compartment. So I'm gonna put my wheels back on this side, go eat some lunch, and then get into the other side. So the first one, the driver's side, took 5 hours. Passenger side took 2 hours, actually about 1.5 hours. I set the camera up to do time lapse. Apparently I didn't. Thought I set the camera up to do time lapse. Apparently I didn't. I got all completed, and then realized I didn't have a camera running. Tired. It's hard work if you. Anyway, for me that was a bit of a challenge. I'm really happy that I got the airbags back in play, though. That'll be good. All right. As this is a pop-up edition, I'm gonna call it right here, and because it's like beer 30. I'll provide you. They're gonna give us a discount code. I don't know exactly what that is yet. So that'll be in the description down below. I'll also put it in the card above. This particular set is way better built than the previous set that I'd put on there. It's actually just configured better with heavier mounting. Hopefully I won't hit any more big potholes, but the bolts with this one were larger, so we shouldn't have too much issue. Anyway, I'm done. If you're still with me at this point, thank you so much for watching. I know this wasn't much of a video, but it was definitely a project. So if you decide that you're going to take this on, plan on 2 days. It's the driver's side is the most challenging. I actually have a wrench and a socket in there somewhere. I gave up trying to find them because, yeah, it's just easier to buy a new 9/16 wrench and a new 9/16 socket. Gonna jump in here real quick because I realized when I was doing the editing this morning that I had totally I forgot to put air in the airbags yesterday. And of course it was so late out and I was so out of it. This was like doing yoga postures all day yesterday. It's fitting, working up inside that wheel well. So what I'm gonna do is pull out the portable air compressor, and I'm gonna put some air in the bags. It is recommended to have a minimum of 5 pounds of air in the bags, with a maximum of 100 pounds in the air bag. 100 pounds of air in the bag. Yeah, that's a better way to say it. So I'm gonna pull out my little portable air compressor, and we're gonna put about 95 pounds on one side. I'm gonna set the camera so we can see the lift. Now, having airbags on your motorhome is actually a really good setup tool, because here I'm having to, so when I did not have my landing gear, my hydraulic leveling system, we've had a problem with it pretty much since day one. I don't know, something to do with Lippert, and anyway. So we were using camping in the coach for over a year without a hydraulic leveling system. So I carry a whole bunch of blocks. But now, if my hydraulic leveling system fails and I'm sitting on something like this on a site that's not quite level, I'll be able to air down or air up a bag and lift that side of the coach on the rear, not so much on the front, but back here in the back I'll be able to raise it or lower it. Well, so let me get my camera set up and I'll go put the camera back. Oh, we're on the suspension, we're not on the jacks. We get about an inch of lift. That's 90 psi, both sides. That helps. More importantly, we're not gonna have all that body roll. All right, this will require a follow-up down the road after I've put some miles on the system. I like it. All right, now we can go close out. Well, we're done. Thank you so much for watching. If you've not already, I'd be honored if you'd consider clicking on the subscribe button. That really helps. For those of you who have been following along, thank you so much. By the time you see this, we'll have already had Dillo days. That's 2 weeks from today. Yeah. So next weekend. Anyway. If you want to get some free stuff, show up at Buzzard Days in August. We've already figured out where we're going, but I'm going to hold off on the official announcement until after this video. So, Trudy Thunder is once again ready to roll. We are complete. Working jacks and airbags. All right, appreciate y'all watching. Y'all come back now, you hear?